Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video will have to do with an idiot, and the idiot is an author of an article from the Telegraph. Who is a weasel who has nothing to lose writing such an idiotic article? And let's get to it. This article comes from the Telegraph from Michael Fallon from February 9th, 2023. This is what he says. NATO shouldn't fear calling Vladimir Putin's nuclear bluff. All right, and he tells us all kind of nothing, tells us how fantastic the Great Britain is and how fantastic Zelensky's speech was, and see, everything was bravery and all that. Now let me tell you why this guy's call for calling Vladimir Putin's nuclear bluff shouldn't fear calling it. I tell you what. So this guy, Fallon, he writes this article for the Telegraph. People like me and you will hear about this Fallon. Maybe you're familiar with him. And others, so his article will say, oh my God, look, let's read this. He's famous now, or he's anyway working for the Telegraph. If let's say he said, well, guys, don't be afraid calling Putin's nuclear threat bluff. Okay, we have two options. Okay, two options. What responsibility does this guy take for his statements? What if Putin, that's what I'm saying, this weasel has two win-win options. One, Putin is not doing anything nuclear, and the other one, he's doing something nuclear. He's winning in both instances, this guy. How does he win? If Putin attacks with nuclear, can I go and look for Fallon? Can I go and look for Fallon and say, hey, Fallon, Michael, you are wrong, and look what happened. You're responsible for talking bullshit. You don't know anything. Can I do that? No. Why? Because he's dead and I'm dead. So he's winning because he was not held accountable for his stupidity. That's the first win. You can say, well, he lost because he's dead. No, he lost, he won because he pushed everybody. Oh, don't worry about the bluff. Don't worry about the bluff. Well, I'm worried. I think it's a big possibility over there. He's like, don't worry, call it a bluff. So if it's not a bluff, I can't do anything to this guy. No responsibility for him or whatever. So he will not be held accountable for his stupidity. Now, that's a win for him. He escapes, like for instance, let's get Hermann Goering. Hermann Goering did not provide the Allies, the victors, with, I can say, according to some books, a satisfaction of hanging him, because he fooled them. Well, how did he fool them? Well, he killed himself. Well, he fooled them by killing himself. Well, you don't understand what was the feeling with all the Nuremberg trials and with Goering. Goering was the crown jewel of the whole guys that they had over there, the Nazi criminals of war. So he ditched the spectacle, the Saddam spectacle and the Gaddafi spectacle that Miss, what's her name, Clinton, on video. We saw, and he's dead or something, Veni Vidi Vici, we went, we conquered, and he's dead or something like this, on camera, Secretary of State. So that's why Hitler ditched that too. He didn't want to end up like, how do you call it, Mussolini in the Piazza di Milano, upside down, fucked in the ass, beat many times, raped him and his mistress and all that. So he didn't want to go through that spectacle. That's why he wanted to be burned, like Goebbels too. So these guys did not look fondly because of that. So let's go back. Mr. What's his name? Fallon. He is good. We all die all good. Nobody can come and say, now I fire you, or you're stupid. Nobody can do that. We're all dead. Now, if nothing happens, he remains with this article. He remains with the fame. All right? So he's winning both ways. Now, in case nothing happened, good job. You had 50% chance. That's not a genius call. You know what I mean? If I go over there and say, you know what? You go and bet on 69, 69, 69, and 69, and you win. Now that was a lucky genius strike right there. But if I tell you is either 1 or 2, from 1 or 2, it's 50%. There's nothing. That's like life. So when this guy says, don't call it a bluff, and then we get blown up, nobody is getting Mr. Fallon and tell him a few words because we are all dead, because he promoted that. Don't worry, guys, nothing will happen. Boom. And on the other hand, is the 50-50%. He got, oh yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius. He said, don't worry, yeah. He got 50%. So he's winning that. He's still going to have a job over there. People will not call him out for his idiocracy. People will not call him for his infantile way of thinking. And he's going to call himself a genius that he knew Putin was bluffing. Hey, buddy, you had 50%, one out of 2 chances. What is that? Genius? Really? I mean, is that expression, even a broken clock gets the time of the day 2 times right? So the same with this guy. So I'm very irritated with this weasel. He's a weasel. Definitely is a weasel. Why? He has nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Because if that guy, let's say Russians do that, he lost anyway in that way, but nobody will care at that point. So he doesn't have anything to lose saying that. Do you think that Putin is going to listen to Fallon? Say, well, Fallon dared me. Do you think that's what's going to happen? No, it's not going to happen like that. But he's going to be held as a, the Telegraph, whatever, redactor or editor or author or whatever you want, a weasel name you want to find for this guy. All right? So I felt nothing important about that whole article. I don't really care about it. Because his claim, his arguments are all pathos, not logos, not intelligent, not logical, not evidence-based. I mean, he calls, for instance, Volodymyr Zelensky's speech inspirational and so on. So you understand that, in his opinion, that was inspirational. For me and for others, not. For him and others, yes. But he calls it that way. A guy who comes and tells you to give him more weapons. If you don't give him weapons, it's your fault. If the Ukrainians die, is that inspirational? I think it's definition of a blackmail. What do you think? And if we die, then the next is going to be you. No. If you die, you die. We don't know what's going to be next. We don't know. So don't come and scare us into giving you shit. And these guys come to London. Even King Charles came and shook hands with this weasel, and he came with his nasty little shirt. Oh, his trademark olive shirt. Jesus Christ. He came to the Congress dressed like a thug. He came to the White House like that. He went to everywhere he goes like that, like he's at war. We all have to know he's at war. Spare me with this antiques, how do you call it, movie. This is all an act here, all an act. And people, yes, so courageous. Yes, so courageous. Yeah, okay, talk with former Prime Minister of Israel, Bennett, and find out how courageous Zelensky was in his bunker. He didn't come out of the bunker until Bennett made Putin in the meeting in March, hey, don't kill the weasel. I'm not going to kill the weasel. Please promise me you're not going to kill the weasel. I'm not going to kill the weasel. Hey, he said he's not going to kill you. Really? Are you sure? Yes. And then in an hour, the weasel came out. I'm not afraid. That's what it is. Go and watch the clown at his job and see how he really is, and look at his pictures nowadays. Not even Churchill with his cigar that is looking so as this guy. Please, man, please, so cheap. It's so cheap, like the 1920s art. Dadaism and pointillism and bullshitism, and of, how do you call it, Weimar Republic. It's as authentic as those times. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends. This guy, Michael Fallon. Fallon.